Hey people, Intro here, 3v3 Catherine Purification Plant, blue team, a couple of Hive Tyrants. This is Typhus, and we've got SaltIcon. Durable heroes that walk through objects, cannot be suppressed, bring in strong offense, support and disruption. Begin with a basic synapse in melee combat, and I shall call you Rodrigo and Enrique. Alongside them, Lokyo's Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed, with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. On the red team, double Farseer action. This is 3 sat, and Jaybob. These are support heroes fighting in melee with some powerful buffs and control. Rounding off the teams, Andreas and a Force Commander, a versatile frontline hero bringing offense, disruption and support, and the Dark Angels DLC. On the west side, that Force Commander rotating mid might get a good flank on those Chaos fellas. Howling Banshees for both of the Eldar players. Farseer gets knocked around. Chaos Lord gets killed a weak. There we go. A decent hit. Banshees in on the Chaos Space Marines. Farseer falls. Those Howling Banshees, of course, with power melee weapons, big threat to those CSM, and they promptly flee. The Heretics were busy capping for some reason, but they did get out. Farseer has been revived. Chunk of XP then for Andreas. Over on the east side, the Farseer barely escapes over here. Banshees chasing off the Termagants. They can threaten that level 1 Hive Tyrant. Maybe we'll see some rending Talons over here. Guardian is able to split and get some damage on too. Not sure why the Banshees moved away there. And those Termagants finished capping the power. Blue team want those contested powers, I guess, eh? Lokyo with double Chaos Space Marines now. Little bit of Horn worship there. This VP having to be grabbed back. On the west side, grenade. Nicely timed on poor Rodrigo there. Typhus has got triple Termagants on this side. Lots and lots of shooty crap. Are they devourers, these things? Or flesh borers? Something bad goes on. Like small insects burrow into your skin or something bad. Or it could just be acid. Double CSM are trying to shoot down the capping tax, I think. Double tax here, of course, for Andreas. Those guys having to flee. Farseer hanging back for now. Oh, she's quite low on health, actually. Chaos Lord leading the line. Blue team should take back the west side here. Those guys on capping duty. Not sure why this fella's split up so much. But he's getting shots in. Look, here comes some Howling Banshees, though. Eternal War on the CSM. Having to meet the threat. It's worth putting them both in melee stance here to fight the Banshees, I think. There's a Doom Blast from the Heretics. Barely close enough to get the suppression, but he did get it. And the Banshees wash out and flee. Did the CSM drop a model? They did drop one model. Meanwhile, the Chaos Lord was harassing the back line, did some good work there. But he's off the field. Grenade. Plasma grenade from these Guardians. Killed a couple of Heretics. Can blue team get this Western VP? Looks like Hormagaunts are on it. What does Lokyo do, though? They're going to try and decap that wreck point. On the east side, that contested power is still blue. We got a Shuriken here. Can cover this entire approach pretty much. SaltIcon could use Warp Field to brute force it, or maybe charge through with extended carapace. No war gear for that Hive Tyrant yet. That's Enrique. Ravna Brood on the way though. On the west side again. Hormagaunts doing some more capping. They do have adrenal glands. They can do some work. Assault squad jumping in, disrupting the triple Termagants over here. Jump troops with 400 hit points of heavy infantry armor. Hormagaunts are on them. There's another jump. Grenade as well. A decent one by Jaybob. Look how much damage these Assault Marines can soak up. Hormagaunts flee. Termagants flee. Don't think they dropped too many models though. Just one model here or there. What about the Hive Tyrant? Typhus, he's alright. He's off. Rodrigo is safe. Ravna Brood is up on the east side. They can burrow strike against the Shuriken. Shuriken's moving off for now. What about you? Rending Talons are in. It's a big threat to the Howling Banshees. Speaking of Howling Banshees, I can hear them war shouting. Looks like Armor of Fortune's up, maybe? Yep. Guide was on them too, I think. Or they might have just been buffed by a Battle Cry there. Or perhaps both. I think they should stack. Force Command hits level 2. Farseer still level 1. Good kill on that Chaos Space Marine. I think that was the Force Commander, wasn't it? Yeah, double tax into Assault Squad with Force Commander running around disrupting stuff and brawling is not easy to deal with. Need something that can counter-initiate the Assault Squad very quickly and get them out of your face. A Hive Tyrant could do it with Rending Talons and Hormagaunt support. You have Warp Field here and improved Synapse for Typhus and some more Hormagaunts, so that's the way he's going to deal with it, I think. Just chuck double Hormagaunts on the Assault Squad. That should mess them up quite a lot, but they'll be taking Bolter Fire all the while. And they're going to be buffed by the improved Synapse, 25% more health. 433 to 457, double cap here for the red team. Blue team again having to take back the VP. Sneaky Eldar getting in on it, I think, with their good mobility. What's going on east side? Shuriken's there. Farseer is quite low. Howling Banshees have aspect of fleetness, so they can jump over stuff. There's that Shuriken guide on it from the Farseer. Termagant's taking huge amounts of damage there. Trying to focus down that Farseer for now. Hormagaunt springing into action. There's the Seismic Roar. SaltIcon now also has improved Synapse. Gets in on the Shuriken, not too much trouble, and a Ravener Brood jump in as well. Don't think they needed to, actually. Maybe they should have jumped the Guardians and then been put on melee mode. Howling Banshee sprinting across from Jaybob. War Shout gets rid of all of it. Where was the support? Where was the rest of SaltIcon's stuff? Oh, both back at base, eh? Meanwhile, blue team pushing through on the west side. On the power, actually. Looks like Andreas backs off a bit. Doesn't want to fight 2v1. There's some assistance coming through from Jaybob. Where are those Banshees, though? Oh, they're there. They're coming through. Also have aspect of fleetness. One generator down. Looks like they're going to get the node as well. Assault Squad get mobbed pretty quickly by a bunch of Toxin Sacks Termagants. There's that Crippling Poison. Banshee's getting in, though. Crippling Poison wasn't ready for him. Let the Galaxy burn with some really big hits by Lokyo. That was a bunch of friendly fire, though, wasn't it? Yeah, Typhus wasn't happy with that. That did huge damage to the Termagants. I think he was aiming at the Banshees, I guess. Just wants to see blood and fire, I suppose, the Chaos Lord, doesn't he? Doesn't care where it comes from. Typhus runs off. Rodrigo still level 1. What about Enrique? Almost level 2. Got some Wraith Guard coming in, level tier 2 from both of the Eldar players. Jaybob calling 3 bots, which means 3 on the west side. Well, it's more like 2 through the middle and 1 retreated off the field. Falcon on the way for Jaybob has cancelled those Wraith Guard. Mistakes were made, says Lokyo. Yep. The Galaxy burned right on all those Termagants. They all survived, though. It's a bunch of reinforcing to do. Typhus isn't too bothered. This guy's almost leveled up, has Enrique. Howling Banshees with Fortune on them. And Guide. Assault Squad jumping in as well. That's quite nasty when an Assault Squad can disrupt and the Banshees can follow up so quickly like that. Nasty little combo. Double tax with their Sergeants now for Andreas. Any war gear? Teleporter pack coming through to get on all those Termagants, I guess. Maybe we'll see the Thunderhammer as well. Gonna need to keep them split so that he can do that. Crippling Poison and get shots on. More Crippling Poison for these guys, maybe? Not yet that I see. Hive Tyrants on them. Doesn't have a weapon upgrade, though. Does pretty good DPS, though, out the gate, I think. Got to be like 50 odd. 405376. Okay, red team are off the west side, but they are pouring through the mid with Falcon support. Got some Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines for Lokyo. Do we have double? No, the other fellas have Mark of Tzeentch. A lot of resources spent upgrading those Chaos Space Marines immediately. So many Chaos players do this. Into some Plague Marines. Plague Marines will get on that Falcon, I guess. Double Wraith Guard for 3 sats. Some of them are here already. Warp field up for Typhus. Rodrigo's digging into those Howling Banshees there. Decent special. They've got Fortune on them though. So they're tanking those hits quite well. Is that Bioplasma? It is. 382 to 376. VP's very even here. Red team pouring down the west side now. Backing off here is Typhus. Got some Warrior Brood up. Maybe for some melee synapse shenanigans. And a Venom Brood in there too. For ranged synapse. They already have it, I think. Yes. Boosting all those termagants when they're in range. There we go. 357 to 376. More Tyranids showing up. SaltIcon rotates all the way to the west side to say hello. And we do see a Thunderhammer, and he gets that unique model with the Dark Angels, does he? Oh no, it's the Ultramarines DLC that has the unique hammer. And Artificer Armor in there, of course. Big investment in the Force Commander there. But he should do work. It's hard not to do well with Thunderhammer Teleporter. Combi Flamer in for the Chaos Lord. Armor of the Inferno, as we've seen. And Demonic Visage is in there. Debuffing surrounding enemies on hit. Wonder if that would stack with Psychic Scream and Boss Pole. Sorry, Trophy Rack. Let the Galaxy burn. Decent hits on the Eldar there. Big fight here. Farseer tried a levitation field, didn't quite work out. The Pillory Tower goes up, buffing these surrounding Tyranids, giving them some defensive bonuses. Hive Tyrant was in the backline, did some decent work. But the Thunderhammer got him to leave. Now the Force Commander's on those Venom Brood fellas, and that is a power weapon, that big Thunderhammer there. So they're going to take big hits from it. Didn't drop a model though. Enrique's gone down on the left of your screen. It's all very sad. Tier 3 though for SaltIcon. Force Commander went down. Gormagaunt's escape. These guys need to leave. There we go. Warp Spider's in play for Jaybob. Meanwhile, Lokyo's pushed all the way through onto the VP. Did he get the... oh, he got the Falcon. Got the Falcon with the Plague Marines. Andreas asking for the revive. Jaybob on the way, he says. Where is the... oh no, 3 sets up. Tax fast capping the VP there. Level 2 Assault Squad. They don't have Thunder and Lightning yet. Nobody ever uses the stun grenade, right? Oh, this has been taken, look. Been noded up. Capillary Tower taken down. Force Commander's already retreated off to heal up. Almost got level 4 in that fight. And we still have double Wraith Guard for 3 sat, and they can be guided by the Farseer to huge effect. And she's got that Gravity Blade. Not sure what prompted the Gravity Blade. The Mark of Khorne CSM, perhaps? Because it won't lift the Chaos Lord, right? It won't lift the Hive Tyrants. There's also Hormagaunts, I guess, from Typhus. Let the Galaxy burn. Good hits again. I think it's worth her getting the Farseer, worth her getting Spirit Stones to counter that. But she could heal all of that off. A good kill to weak. Banshee's War shouting, and then they run. And here comes some Chaos Space Marines. Mark of Khorne fellas in on the Shuriken, wiping it out. Now they fight a Farseer. Where's your... oh, there's 3 sat with the Gravity Blade. Right, this is Jaybob here. That was some good slaughter. Eldar had a bad fight there. Let the Galaxy burn, doing huge work for Lokyo. Oh hey, Crushing Claws in for Rodrigo. And Typhus is going to get a revive there. Should level to 3. There we go. Making those Crushing Claws do even more damage. SaltIcon flees. 315 to 306. Very even on the VP still. Map looking quite blue for now. This is Terminators for Andreas. Some Deathwing fellas with Storm Bolters and Power Fists. Force Commander. Is he here? Where is he? Oh, he's down. He's down again. Assault Squad are wiped out. Swarm Lord on the way for SaltIcon. Is it worth those Terminators getting Flamers for this big blob of Termagants? Probably not. Very rarely do you see that heavy Flamer. Seer Council up for Jaybob. Very dangerous power melee squad, but they are off the field right now. Can you get a cheeky decap here, Eldar fellas? Warp Spiders teleporting into heavy cover. These guys now forcing melee combat, I think. Yep. Some power armored elbows. Grenade though. Nicely done by Jaybob. Is that Jaybob? Yeah. Couldn't get a decap, but I think they make it away. Maybe. We see the red debuff circles from Demonic Visage. 315-287. Blue team retain the west side. And this is like a 2v1 fight for Andreas. Again, Let the Galaxy Burn doing some good work. Gets those tacks out of there. The rest of the fellows just standing in the fire. Here comes Jaybob. Level 3 Farseer with the Seer Council in tow. These guys providing a 15% range damage reduction to themselves and surrounding allies with that blue glow that you see. Gene Stealers are up though, and he's keeping them in power melee for now. Which is very good against those Terminators, for example. Seer Council are in deep, all alone, against a horde of Tyranids. With Gene Stealers in there too, and there's those melee Synapse Warriors, of course, providing huge buffs to the Hormagaunts and the Gene Stealers. Bit of a VP lead opening up for the blue team, but it's not insurmountable by any means. And now some Chaos Terminators for Lokyo. With the Combi Bolters and Power Fists, doing some power bashing. A bit of Corn Worship as well. Maybe the Warp Spiders can get on this VP through the mid. On the east side, though, Eldar pushing. Some dead Ravener Brood over there. Not sure when those fellas died. Oh, it does lift the Hive Tyrant. Not sure if I've ever noticed that before. Swarm Lord is up, though, so I guess it does lift the Chaos Lord as well. Super unit for Tyranids. Powerful combatant with vehicle armor. That provides a speed and reinforcement synapse around him. It's quite nuts. Avatar of Cain on the way for Jaybob. Andreas has replaced the Assault Squad. Maybe going to get Vanguard Veterans here. Not sure where they're going. I hear Wraith Guard firing. What was that? Was that Time Field? Yep, has a new visual effect now. Can you get through onto the power? Is it worth it? It's a full retreat. I think it's worth getting on that power. On the west side, meanwhile, it's a whole bunch of Tyranids for Andreas to try and deal with. Try and focus down the Synapse creatures. Got double Cruck and Bolts. Might be worth getting some Plasma Guns up. Trying to focus down the Hive Tyrant there, I think. Force Commander flees. Seer Council coming in for a flank, though. Doing some good work. Big old retreat there. Can the Warrior Brood survive? Seer Council turn around. I think they can kill him. Oh, they didn't do so. Lightning Claw Chaos Terminators now for Lokyo. Terrifying weapon against enemy infantry. We do indeed see Vanguard Veterans for Andreas. And here comes a Neurothroat. Going to see some more Venom Brood for Typhus, most likely with Death Spitters now. There's the jump. Lightning Claw Terminators there to counter-initiate. And it's going to be a hell of a counter initiation. They're going to die so quick if they don't leave. And Bloodlust is up now, look, for Lokyo. Global ability of the Chaos Lord, providing damage buffs on each hit for your entire army. Get more of a buff for melee attacks landing. Not so much into shooty the Chaos Lord. Avatar is here though. Those guys flee with their fleet and fortune on them. Seer Council having a go. Avatar having a go. Terminator's teleporting out of that. Oh no. Chaos Space Marines wiping those guys with Mark of Zinch wiped, I think. Yep, only the Mark of Cornfellas left. Tyranid is coming back in to reinforce. Scouts almost wiping there. Still those Terminators go. They will do huge damage to the Avatar, but they're quite low now. Avatar's vulnerable to power melee and plasma and stuff because he's got super heavy infantry armor. Huge amounts of hit points. And that's an Eldritch Storm. Chucked onto the Tyranid blob. Didn't do a huge amount. Forced to retreat, I guess, which is something. Look at this. The Gene Stealers want to fight the Avatar. Wrath of Cain coming in. They retreat, though. Crushing Claws Hive Tyrant gets a kill on the Force Commander. Awesome. 308 to 164. Red team have the west side back and a 2-1. Looks like the Assault Cannon was chosen for those Terminators. Farseer levels to 7. Jaybob. She running? I think she's running now. Let the Galaxy burn. One of them was a decent hit. Chaos Lord runs. I don't know if these guys want to stay here for too long. They got suppressed by the Assault Cannon. Unnecessary losses there. Maybe they were just running interference for the Terminators. Those guys teleporting out. They didn't drop a model. But I think they need some healing. Dark Creepers on the way now for Jaybob. Ravener Brood for SaltIcon. Where's the Swarm Lord? He's back at base right now, healing up. Farseer's down there. There's that Neurothrope. Very effective against groups of infantry, especially heavily armored infantry. So you might see that guy float his way over to the west side later on in the very late game. Venom Brooder there. Did you not get the other Venom Brooder, or did they just die already? Oh, here's some warriors. There's the Hive Tyrant. I don't see the other Venom Brood anywhere. Perhaps it was just cancelled. Can Red Team hold on to the VP here? Heretics to help out. Terminator is still healing somewhere. Kicking off on the east side, I think. Hive Tyrant. Did he just charge in? No, he's still got improved synapse. I think it was just a melee charge. Neurothrope having a rough time against Seer Council. He's trying to absorb life and drain their health, but they messed him up. He sees Seer Council running at that Neurothrope. You gotta retreat it. They're so good against a single entity like that because they can chain that knockback. And then when they do get toe-to-toe, they're doing huge damage. Back to the west side. Webway gate up. Farseer webways can infiltrate units, which is handy. Avatar's alright, I think. What was it snared by? Oh, the Plague Marines. Snaring missile launcher. Terminators are back. They didn't fully recover. But they want to fight. Avatar's still got under half hit points, but he's back in the fight too. Double Plasma Tactical Marines now. Bad news for those Terminators. Carnifex incoming, says Typhus. Indeed one is. Gene Stealers now for SaltIcon. I guess Typhus lost his Gene Stealers along the way. And Rodrigo the Hive Tyrant is down. Needs a hand. 227152. A double cap for the red team. Stealing the blue team's VP here, look. A decap there, nicely done. Power bashing Wraith Guard. Here comes the Swarm Lord. He's not happy. Taking Bright Lance hits. Seer Council are going after, and they should focus on other targets, I think. That was the Blade Flurry. Bright Lance doing so much damage here. He's not going after it. Could Burrow Strike it. He's focusing on that Seer Council. There's that Leech Essence. to drain some health. Swarmlord survives, but he took a lot of damage there. Huge amounts. We got some melee Raveners, by the way, with their enhanced muscle coil. Buffed up by the improved synapse. I don't see any melee synapse though. 172 to 152 on the VPs. Oh, Andreas looking for a massive flank here now towards the east side. We'll see if SaltIcon notices. Swarmlord pushed all the way through, you know. Guide on the Banshees. And we do have a Doombringer. Is Doom on the Swarmlord? I don't think so. Sometimes large models can get in the way and occlude the effect. Eldritch Storm does eventually hit the Swarmlord and down he goes. Was so risky pushing him through there. Big old flank with an Eldritch. And some losses for SaltIcon. Oh, the Genestealers made it out. They made it out. Landraider Phobos for Lokyo. He is lacking anti-vehicle here, Andreas. Could get missile launchers up, of course. Bloodlust is going. Marco Korn CSM still get messed up by the double plasma and things. And there's the Carnifex. Is it a Thornback? It is a Thornback. Solid choice, I think. Yeah, never really thought about Lightning Claw Terminators with Bloodlusted Army. That's crazy. Time Field slowing down that Phobos. Lots of demoralization from the Terminators. Looks like Doom is up on them. But they are tearing through stuff. Banshee's got away though. Single model there with a slither of hit points gets away. I think it was the Exarch too. Phobos taking a bunch of damage from the Wraith Guard. Avatar in pursuit. Where are those Chaos Terminators? I can't select them. Oh, they got inside the Land Raider, I think. They were getting very low. Red team taking back the west side. 133, 152. Very close. Oh, red team get a decap over here. Look at this brave Guardian. Last cannon to the face. Warp Spiders letting things get a bit too close. What is that effect? Oh, that's the Dark Creepers firing their Swarm Launcher. Is that effect new? I know they buffed it. The weapon. Fire Prism on the way for Jaybob. We now have 2 Carnifexes for Typhus. SaltIcon needs to get some stuff on the field. And they're going to be double Thornback, looks like. Awesome. 94-152. VP lead opening up for the red team. Another Swarmlord here for SaltIcon. He was maybe contesting that east side a little bit too long. Maybe he should have rotated mid a bit earlier. It's not easy to do though, because you're always wary of losing your own power. Doom up on the Chaos Space Marines. They almost wiped. Tyranniform from Typhus, I believe. Didn't do anything huge. Can they get back on this contested VP? Eldar using their mobility to try and pull the blue team around. Genestealers are in there, but that's a Seer Council. Not an easy fight for Genestealers. Farseer didn't really get in there enough before she used the levitation field. Only got 1 Genestealer, or maybe 2. That's interesting. They actually infiltrated while they were being lifted up because they were technically idle, I guess. Back to the west side. Was that Tyranniformation I just saw? It was over on the eastern side where they were retreating. But back to the west. Plague Marines make it. Double Carnifex is in there to fight the Seer Council. Not a good fight for the Seer Council. Until they get their fancy spears at least. But they don't have them yet. None of them do actually. Orbital coming in for Andreas. Decent hits. 2 Carnifexes still big fat problems though. The Phobos shooting the Avatar, there we go. I think the Carnifexes were smart there. They didn't get bogged down into a fight with the Avatar. They were tearing through everything else. Crushing Claws, Hive Tyrant putting pressure on. Vanguard Veterans, do you have your fist? Oh, they do have their fist now. Carnifex charges out. And they're both going to survive. Well, are they? Down to 23 VPs. The blue team. But there's the 2-1. And SaltIcon pushing up the east side runs into the levitation field. Ravna Brood are going to wipe if they're not careful. They are going to wipe. All those guys need to run. Enrique stays in play. Needs to run. He's alright, I think. I mean, Banshees and Seer Council are really good chasers. Breaking his own capillary towers. He did not get away, in fact. Why did I curse him so? 3 sat asking for power. The SaltIcon bashed it over here a bit, look. Avatar leaves. And that is that new Swarm Lord, who I guess wasn't helping in that fight. Can the blue team defend this VP now? Swarm Lord going after the Vanguard Veterans. The Force Commander is on the VP. Eldar coming through with Wraithguard. Avatar's there too, and there's the time field. Lokyo is basically all alone. Phobos drops. Carnifexes are on their way back out. Too late to save the Phobos. Can SaltIcon sneak something through onto the Reds VP, maybe? Is that a fire prison back there? Yeah. Might be tough then. Carnifexes are back. Where are those Terminators? They're coming out of base. Well, red team might be able to push through to victory. Are those Terminators capping? No, they're not. Now they're capping. So much inspiration from the Terminators killing stuff. That's crazy. One Carnifex gets away. These guys did indeed get their heavy melee spears. There's Tyrant formation. Doesn't stop the cap. Terminators are still capping because that fella's close enough, look. Red team piling on the pressure now to see the game out. Something has snuck around. It's Hormagaunts. Well played there, Typhus. Not sure what these fellas are up to. Oh, did they just destroy the fire prison? Capping, 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 he says. Another Carnifex on the way for Typhus. SaltIcon with a Lictor. That's a great tool to have to go after that VP. Red team are going to be forced to rotate. They can't lose both the naturals. Hormagaunts are going to wipe on retreat. Have nuke, says Jaybob. Might aim for the double Carnifexes if they're close. Red team are getting a natural back. It's going to give them a 2-1. It might be enough. Imperial Abyss dropped in by Lokyo. Forces some retreats. Wraithguard still in play though, as we see here. Here's a Bioplasma. A decent hit, but what did it do really? Some disruption, I guess. I think charging in there would have been better. But that's not an accessory. Level 7 Hive Tyrant. Taking out Wraithguard, but they got a decap. There's a single now for red. This is Rodrigo, the Hive Tyrant, on the Western VP. Eldritch and an Orbital thrown in. Single now for blue. Gets right back on the VP, does Rodrigo. Avatar's back out. Big swing on Enrique, who runs. And another Avatar, this time for 3 sat. Another Phobos. Oh no, where's the Lictor gone? The Lictor died. Maybe getting a decap here? I don't see his body. Oh, Haywire Grenade on the Carnifex. Messing with his brain. Those are Rippers spawned from the Carnifex to cover his escape. Blue team do have the west side. 2 Carnifexes and a Pretty angry Hive Tyrant looking after it. CSM, you okay, fellas? I think they're alright. Doom on the Terminators, and they decide to leave. Lost half the hit points pretty quickly there. Dark Reapers, they seem to be still using the Swarm Launcher, which is the anti-infantry weapon. Level 4. Don't seem to have their X-Arc though, eh? Oh, is it the X-Arc that gets the special weapon? Down to 8 VPs, the blue team. And these guys are capping here. What about the west side? They're trying to get it, but I think they've run out of time. Red team take it. A solid opening, and then huge aggression from the two Eldar players. And Andreas was really solid with his double tax backline into the Terminators too. With the Force Commander running around, brawling and disrupting things. Worked out well for him. Hive Tyrant, level 5 for Typhus. Level 10, Chaos Lord. Really? Didn't even have a melee weapon. Just had the Combi Flamer. I guess he Combi Flamed a bunch of Eldar. Level 7 Hive Tyrant for SaltIcon. The Farseers 7 and 10 for Jaybob. And that Force Commander hitting level 9. Some good hero play all around, I guess. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see ya next time.